We're Max and Oksana, and after spending 3 weeks converting our Land Cruiser Troopy into a self-contained campervan, it was finally time to take our new home on wheels on a little test drive. The test run had its ups and downs.
We ran out of power last night, so...
But in the end, it was exactly what we needed to get Tilly the Troopy ready for her big adventure.
Well, hello there. We have arrived at our campsite for the next 2 nights. We are at Mount Remarkable National Park. So this is where we are going to be test driving Tilly. We're going to get camp set up, put out our awning, take out the chairs, and make sure that nothing falls apart on us. And if it does, we're only about an hour south from where we just were, so it's perfect. I'm going to be making some pea-based burger. Wanted to eat some roux burgers, but Oksana is not going to eat 2 burgers, so I'm going to eat one of these with her instead. I guess I can be healthy for one day.
Savor roux. Eat a pea burger. Salad is ready. Straight out of the bag tonight, not getting fancy yet. I'm just cutting up some tomatoes for the burger, and I have realized we do not have a cutting board. So let's add that to the list of things we still need to buy. That's your first meal in the wild.
Tastes like peas.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, let me just put this desk out for you. Yeah, that's how we roll. Much better. Look at how that's looking right there. Cooked to perfection. And good morning. We have just completed our 2nd night in the Troopy. We've just had some delicious breakfast. Now we're going to set off on a little hike. So we are going to
Sugar Gum Lookout?
Sugar Gum Lookout. And it's a
8 kilometer?
8 kilometer, around 2.5 to 3 hour hike return. We're supposed to see some wildlife along the way, some unique vegetation and lots of dirt. So I got my zoom lens ready. So let's head off and let's see what we can find.
Got a traffic jam on the trail. Local residents. Are you gonna fight the emus?
No, make yourself look taller in case they attack. Okay, we are back at camp. That was a 2 hour and 20-minute hike, 8.92 kilometers. Nom 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 nom.
Having a lazy dinner.
Lazy dinner. The hike took a little bit of energy out of someone.
And it's windy outside.
Oh,
There's
it's
a
windy.
drop or 2 of rain.
There's a drop or 2 of rain like 3 hours ago. Good morning. As you can see, the door no longer makes screeching pterodactyl sounds. I have put some WD-40 in there and it is nice and smooth opening. Well, we just spent our 2nd night camping up here at Mount Remarkable National Park, and we ran out of power last night. So we thought that our 200 amps of lithium was going to be plenty to keep us off the grid for a while. We didn't move the car since we parked it here almost 2 days now. And yeah, when I went to go plug in my phone before I went to bed last night, our power was dead. Our battery is Bluetooth enabled, which means I was able to check the voltage on it, and yeah, it was underpowered and it was dead. So we need to figure out why that happened. We don't think that the fridge alone was enough draw on the battery to empty it out. So we're thinking it might have not been full when we started, which is unfortunate. And our DC to DC alternator charger, we only drove 45 minutes up the road, so there probably wasn't enough time there driving for it to actually fill up the battery. And we don't have our solar installed, which we're going to be doing tomorrow, I think. So one of my jobs will be to test to see why that happened. We might have to end up buying a battery monitor like we had in Benji, because the Bluetooth app with that battery just doesn't do a good enough job telling you what your percentage of battery is. And we kind of need to know that because we don't want this to happen. Luckily, we have a gas burner, so we'll be able to cook some breakfast this morning. And then when we pack up and head off to our next place, our alternator will kick in and start charging our battery for us.
Locked and loaded, ready to go. Next stop, Alligator Gorge. So we've just arrived at Alligator Gorge, the start of the trails. There's a couple of trails to do here. We're gonna do the Narrows Trail, which goes through the narrow part of the gorge. It's meant to be the most beautiful part. There's a couple of lookouts on the way, and it's meant to take only 2 hours. So a nice, easy hike. Let's get going.
Alright, so we are back at our friend's house after a lovely 2 nights away. That just means that we got to finish up a few more things. It's time to install some solar. We have to install our shower awning on the outside, and we have to mount our recovery tracks and our toolbox in the back of the car. So while we're at it, because I have to get in here for my electrical anyways, I'm just going to go in there and make sure everything's super tight and working properly. We still need to diagnose why our battery went dead. I think that's just because it wasn't fully charged, but hopefully once we get solar connected, we'll always have charge coming in during the day, and we shouldn't encounter that issue again. So I'm just going through, making sure everything's hooked up nicely and properly, because once we settle this in for good, it's there to stay. So here we go. So just finish up the solar here, the wiring for it. In Australia, they use a slightly different connector than what I used in Canada. In Canada, we use MC4 connectors a lot. And although they do have them here, the preferred connection for solar is the Henderson plug, which is this little guy here. So I've taken off the MC4s that came with the cable. Now it's time to hook this up to our dual pole breaker, which then will hook up to our MPPT controller, which then hooks up to our battery, which then means we can charge our battery. Hey. So it's time to put our solar panel on the roof. I have a sneaky suspicion it is too wide for our roof, but we will shortly find out. Oh.
Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little gap here.
It's a pretty good fit.
I would have loved to have taped that gap down, but I guess that's how it's going to have to be.
Well, after a few busy days back in the shop at our friend's house, we are officially on the road. So Max spent the last couple of days installing solar to help us with our power needs. We've also installed a couple of accessories to just make